Bully is another one of those games that I'd recommend everyone watching to play and just enjoy every second of it. This video won't contain spoilers because I'm not really going over story. Inspired by the video made by DeelWheelz where he killed every NPC in Red Dead 2, I decided to take it down the kid-friendly route because YouTube loves raking in that sweet, sweet Cocomelon money. I will beat up every NPC in Bully and take over the map well as I can. Two little notes here. Beating up counts as getting them to red HP or knockouts, you know, just somewhat one of the two. Click leaders won't be counted because they're boss fights and I don't want to replay the entire game just to fight like 3 people. I forgot to mention but the leader of the bullies can be found. Now let's get to the namesake of this game. Gang stalking little kid.
In the main building? Don't keep Dr. Crabblesnitch waiting. He's a brilliant man. Brilliant.
Loading my save, I saw what the fuck I was wearing and how everybody reacted to my fit. It's no wonder why this triggered my breaking point. I started my rampage in the boys' dorm, fighting most of the nerds and this one bully dude. It took a minute getting used to the controls again, but it wasn't too hard. I finished up the dorm room, even getting a few kids twice, and I ran outside to continue. On the courtyard, I saw some more bullies and then I kicked their balls in. The combos I was pulling off were insane. You know, Jimmy Hopkins from Mortal Kombat 12, comment down below if you agree. I even kicked him while he was on the ground, emptying my rage. I avoided prefects for now because then I'd have to spend 30 minutes chipping away at their health. Every nerd and bully was beaten up at this point, so I sort of ignored them. I couldn't even walk around without getting laughed at, so little girls and kids were my next targets. This script makes me sound like a school shooter. I didn't mean to write it like this. Just how it came out. Violence against girls and children gains me a maximum trouble meter where every prefect will chase me. I used this opportunity to hit them with my slingshot and whatever else I could shoot. I spent some time running around campus and just shooting everything in my way. Holy shit, this script. Sleeping off the pain, I changed my outfit to become a space cowboy, but no one respected the drip, unfortunately. I started another hallway brawl and bullied everyone with the fire extinguisher. I sprayed this fat kid down. Then I made the mistake of instigating a fight against Russell, the biggest bully in the game. He is essentially a boss fight. I spent a good while whipping and getting whooped. With a few more knockouts, every bully was beaten up, so I can move on to the other cliques. I'll mention that the nerds were taken care of too, but just for good measure, I raided the library and wreaked havoc in there. What really triggered a full chase was hitting this girl with a rock to the back of the head. With bullies and nerds done, I made it to the garage where the greasers hang out. I fought like half the clique before moving on to the preppies. The house was empty though. I forgot where they spawned, so they were safe for now. Jocks now were the only Bullworth clique left, and seeing as they were the toughest clique in the game, I prepared to get my ass handed to me. But I guess Jimmy is just that good because I took on like 4 jocks at once and just beat every single one of them up. I even got the stragglers on the field, managing to knock out a few twice. My arrogance finished me though, and Crabble Piss punished me with detention. I failed by punching the prefect. Tapping into my Mexican genes, I mowed the entire lawn with the power of 1,000 Latinos. Aquí estamos, porque acá fue donde nos puso la vida. Dejé todo. And with this, it finished my escapades at Bullworth, and it was time to move on to greener pastures.
What would you call the art thing in the metric? Our current is a crazy deal of the way. All the kids are gonna make fun of you. I'll catch you.
Immediately, I noticed the difficulty ramp up. Fighting children is one thing, but fighting grown-ass men is something else. Every time I heard an adult, full trouble meter and police chasing me. This didn't stop me as I used it to fuel my inner bully. Getting a knockout was hard. I really relied on my slingshot as fisticuffs would get me busted. And it got me a lot of times. Getting busted also takes away all of my OP weapons, so it leaves me with a camera, skateboard, and slingshot. The slingshot was also ass against anybody over the age of 15, as cops tank it, adults tank it. Ben 10's fucking uncle was just a beast here, nothing knocked him down. I spent most of my time here in town just running and shooting behind me every moment I could. The few times I wasn't in trouble, I just spent walking around. I went to the Dungeon Dragon comic shop to change my outfit to something more respectable so the ladies wouldn't reject me as often. again. Alas, I was again clowned on by Algernon, this fat kid that is 100% running a Discord server right now. After he gets a rock in his forehead, I get kicked out by his older brother. I have a photo shoot with Gus Fring, all while he insults my outfit. Do people really not know what good clothing is? Like, damn. So I get back to slinging rocks and running from cops until I'm caught again. This really isn't going well. I need good weapons and a plan. A Dutch kind of plan.
I got a plan, John.
I returned to Bullworth Academy to heal and think. I beat up some more students, make out with some baddies. I got too curious and decided to see what would happen if I kissed another girl in front of a girl I just kissed. The result? They pull each other's hair out for a bit before moving on. Interesting. All that lovemaking had my brain work overtime and I came up with a new plan. Do what I did before, but open up the area more. I basically just moved into new Coventry. Coventry? New area. Since I had beaten up most of the greasers already, this was just double checking. I really didn't spend long here as the adults are the same throughout the game. It's a downside of this game coming out like 16 years ago. There were old people though, that unfortunately felt the wrath of my stone lobbing skills. Cops are really protective of Granny and, they put me in cuffs. My weapons confiscated back again, I went back to my usual tactics. Rock hit dude, cop chase, periodically turn around, stone set cops, rinse and repeat. Not much more can be said as, like I said, I really didn't spend long here. This big showdown happened in front of the police station, which was pretty cool. All of the greasers spawned in one spot, so I just started a huge fight. Side note, but the music in this game is really good. The greaser fight theme makes me want to start snapping my fingers and grease up my hair with, 30 gallons of oil. My personal ranking of the fight themes would go number 1, greasers. Number 2, preppies. Number 3, bullies. Number 4, nerds. Number 5, jocks. Number 6, townies, I guess. I don't know, they're kinda lame. The ambient theme is also pretty good, just fills my head with nostalgia. It comes in even stronger when you're riding a bike, just listen. Back to gameplay, this area, every minute I'd spawn back outside the police station. After a while I got sick of this and decided to move on to blue skies. Before taking on the townies and whatever else was left for me, I paid a visit to the wise one. The hobo, like a wise sensei, taught me a new fighting technique. The overhead punch can disable any block and send the target to the ground. I gave him this radio doohickey and moved on with my life. With no more to teach me, the wise one was beamed up, never to return to Earth again. In his honor, I changed my outfit to this sleek ninja red suit, ready to journey across the world, delivering my vengeance. My fault, I got a bit carried away, but my visits to blue skies were better than New Coventry. At this point, the run and shoot behind me was routine, it was practically muscle memory. It was the only tactic I could, successfully rely on, as my weapons were rarely in my inventory. Luckily though, it seems that fighting most of these towny adults didn't fill my trouble meter. I only got orange for weapon violence. Only construction workers got me the full trouble meter, leading to another historical chase. I managed to jump on top of this mail truck, but I got off. I should have stayed on top, honestly. I could have made a tank and annihilate anything in my way. But soon I found this new area that makes taking blue skies easy. In this little staircase area, the cops pile into this one spot before just stopping. It makes taking them out really easy. I stayed a while here, just hitting every person in front of me. I even vandalized some cars and managed to rack up knockouts here. I eventually left as people didn't really walk in the street in front of me. Restocked in my weapons, I attacked some loyal blue-collar workers. As I interrupt their contest on who hates their wife more, I launch bottle rockets directly into their forehead. I waste all of my rockets hitting and missing because the accuracy is negative. I'll shoot in front of me and the rocket goes behind me somehow. I escape blue skies, content with my actions. The final section of the map was now in my crosshairs. Preppies hang out around here, the enemies I've put off until now. I started taking them down one fight at a time. This big guy gave me some trouble. I don't know which prep it was. It could have been Biff Taylor, judging by the red hair and this huge health bar. Basically the Russell of preps, and like his bully brethren, he went down. That now takes care of the preppies, so at this point it was just time to tie up loose ends. There was a few adult NPCs that I hadn't fought yet or even managed to touch. I started this by hitting this guy in the back of the head with a potato. Police surrounded me almost immediately, so I ran into the tunnel to escape. This tunnel led to the carnival, which enticed me to say the least. I spent a well-earned dollar and entered the carny. The possibilities were endless, so I calmed down and set on this baseball game. It looked pretty good than I saw. Once I noticed that the crosshair could be aimed at the clerk, my self-control left the body. This poor guy had to deal with 5 baseballs to the gut before kicking me out. I left with dignity and went to another game that would be funner. I saw this western shooter, my inner Arthur Morgan John Marston was triggered. I joined the game and tried shooting the lady. She was smart and hid behind this wooden pole. Damn it. The game itself was great, truly Red Dead before Red Dead itself. I won my tickets and celebrated by punching an adult in the nuts. The cops grabbed me and almost instantly sent me back to Bullworth Town. I made it back to Old Vale and began my routine rampage, doming random dudes with stones, running from cops, getting caught. I am really getting tired about talking about this. I'm gonna try to hurry up. After getting caught so many times, I retreated back to Bullworth Academy to tread some familiar ground. As I changed my outfit to my final suit, this centaur meat skeleton man. Oh yeah. Think of this as my end of the movie suit, like the final suit in No Way Home. Finally ready, I make a final routine to take down old Bullworth Vale. I shot adults in the back of the head with a stone, ran from cops, my usuals. I took a detour to the carnival and started tossing eggs everywhere. I got caught, so I left the carnival alone for the rest of this run. My routine was becoming my life at this point. I never thought I'd leap this hell. I took a break to refill my weapons, shooting rockets everywhere, almost all of them missed again. This weapon kinda sucks on adults, it only gets them to like 2/3 HP. Honestly, at this point, every adult was the same as I've beaten up before. It's an old game. They can't have like 30 new adult NPCs just for like one area. So I spent my final eggs and stink bombs on bike drive-bys. It's hard to control, so I made it back to my beach house. I saved my game and closed Bully. There we go. I took over Bully. Forget fighting them all, I took over Bullworth. Jimmy Hopkins, supervillain. That's enough of that. Fun trip down memory lane playing Bully again. One game that will be ingrained forever in my memory from my brother playing it back in the day and then me playing it religiously a few years back. Hope you all enjoyed this goofy video. I had fun running around, throwing stones. My mic kept falling the entire recording session. It was a fun video to make. Thank you all for 85 subscribers. We're close to 100. We're close, just 15 more. I hope we can get there soon. I have a really fun video idea for it's a big accomplishment because that means 100 people out there like my videos. Thank you all. I don't know how much times I can say it, but I said everything I needed to say. Stay safe and goodbye. After getting caught so many times, I retreated back to Bullworth Academy to treat some familiar ground. My mic almost fell. The final section of the map was now in my cross. What a lame. Fucking, I hate this mic.